Hello, welcome to Basic Outdoor Skills Channel. My name's Walt. How are you doing today? In episode 4 of the podcast, we talked about cheap gear. So, does cheap gear have a place in your kit? I don't know. Let's find out. So, this is just some of the cheap gear I've accumulated. And by cheap, I don't mean like really inexpensive, like a really good deal. Okay, I mean cheap, like yuck. Like built to fall apart, sells for just $1 or $2, cheap, not gonna last. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Does it have a place in your kit? Well, I don't know. Let's talk about just a plastic water bottle. All right, it doesn't even screw on. Let's see if I can. Just kind of pops on and off. It's supposed to screw on. You can see it's supposed to screw on, but it doesn't. And when you just have it in your pack, if it turns sideways, it absolutely leaks. Okay? But it costs $1. It is a water container. So there you go. Does this have a place in your kit? Maybe. It possibly. Compasses. Don't know if we can get a good read on this here, but cheap compasses. This compass, as you can see, this is a cheap compass. Now, one of the things you want to look out for, if I can get it to focus here, see the bubbles? Okay, that's a problem. If the bubbles get caught under the dial, as you saw earlier, it keeps the dial from turning. So now this cost me, $1. But does a cheap compass like this have a place in your kit? I don't know. Depends on you. I mean, if it points north like it's supposed to, and this one doesn't, this one is actually pointing northwest. See if I can get it to, which means I probably still got bubbles under it. Oh yeah, I had more bubbles. Nope, she still points northwest. North is that way. Well, I was getting close. Anyway, so does this have a place in your kit? If it doesn't point north, probably not. Okay. Oh, here we go. This one is my favorite. This is my favorite. This is my 50-cent first aid kit. Okay, here we go. Oh, you're going to love this. This is awesome. This is my 50-cent first aid kit. And what do we got? Let's see. Earplugs. Yeah, okay. Well, there is some antacid. This is sunscreen. And this is more sunscreen. And this is, ready for this? Non-aspirin. That's my 50-cent first aid kit. So, does this have a place in your kit? As it is like this, probably not much. Honestly, at this, with this, best case scenario, I would take the sunscreen and the antacid out and throw it in my bag. Most likely, I would just add to this. So, does this have a place in the kit? Well, if I take this in my kit, it will, but I'm going to add more analgesic. I'm going to add bandages, tape, make it at least kind of a first aid kit. Oh, multi-tools. Cheap multi-tools, I love them. Okay, this is actually the first multi-tool I ever had, and you can see it's called American Camper. And I believe I picked this one up for $3, something like that. The tools are beyond useless. I mean, really. The knife blade doesn't take an edge. And it's funny. I've seen this tool with other names on it. And this blade is the same on all of them that I see. Now on some, this is an awl, and on some, this is the small knife blade. Doesn't matter, it's pretty much useless. In fact, every tool on this multi-tool is useless. You can see I've had to grind this off. I've had to grind this because I actually made the mistake of using it as a screwdriver and bent it. So that's no good. And whoops. See if I can get this little thing out here. Here's the flat screw, another flat screwdriver. I haven't used this. So after using the first one, I just, yeah, whatever. Oh, here we go. The file. The file, I mean, there's no, it's just scratches. I mean, there's nothing to it. The fish scaler, yeah, it kind of, sort of, maybe works. Of course, the ruler, yeah, not great. Yeah, does this have a place in my kit? Yeah, maybe, sort of. I did pick up a couple of newer ones. This is basically the same thing. Yeah, I mean, it was $5. Meh. Picked up a small one. This one was $3. Yeah, I mean, the tools blow, the files, there's nothing to the files. This one, the small one, doesn't even have a knife blade to it. Yeah, $3. It's blows. My $1 pocket knife. You can see it's supposed to be, you know, it's the red, supposed to make you think it's a Swiss Army knife. The blade, yeah, kind of sort of takes an edge. The rest of the tools, I mean, the scissors are just about useless. I mean, they don't even, you can see like here it works, right? It goes up and down, but the blades aren't actually touching. So much for that. I mean, it's just really, you know, it's a buck. You can see I've kind of used that a couple of times, but it's like, it just really, this is just a really bad knife. Surprisingly, the can opener works pretty well. And of course, my $2 fixed blade knife, get this turned around so you can see if you can read it here, was put out by Coleman. And there you go, you can kind of see it there. It was designed, as you can see, to be a folding knife. The problem was the lock was no good. So when you opened it, you could just push it closed without pushing down the lock. So what they did is they took out the spring and they just made all of this just one big piece of steel. It doesn't close. You cannot close it. It won't close. Actually, it's not a bad knife. I wouldn't bet my life on it, but you know, for just kind of small little things here and there, you want to do something nasty and you don't want to use your good knife, that works. So the question is, does any of this have a place in your gear? And I'll tell you, it does have a place in my gear, and I'll tell you how I use it. This is the gear I take so that when I get to where I'm going, and it never fails, every time at least one person will say, I forgot my fill in the blank. And that's what I carry it for. Now, when I go out hiking, I am the knife guy and the multi-tool guy. Every time we're out camping or hiking, it's constantly, Walt, where's your knife? Walt, where's your multi-tool? And my response is always the same, where's yours? You know, and of course, well, I don't have one, or I forgot it, or whatever. Okay, if you go camping or hiking with me, and you forget your multi-tool, this is the one you're getting. You're getting the cheap $5 one that the tools don't work. That's what you're getting. Forget your knife, hey, this is what you're getting. Okay, so I do carry a lot of this stuff in my gear, in my kit, for that reason, so that when somebody forgets their gear, they're not going to trash my gear. You know, I hate to be blunt about it, but You know, when other people use your gear, they don't care if they trash it. They really don't. Okay, now, aside from that, let's say you have friends that, you know, they don't do that to you. Does any of this gear have a place in your kit? It still could. Like I said with the knives, if you want to get into something nasty, I don't know, you find an animal that's been dead for 6 days and it's really nasty, but for whatever reason you need the hide, I'd open it with this just because it's going to be nasty and I don't want my good gear anywhere near it. Yeah, okay. Actually, the multi-tools, even the cheap ones, the pliers are actually pretty good. A lot of times what I'll use these for is for a pot grabber. Just grab the pot out of the fire. If I need to grab something nasty, there you go. I'll grab it with that. So, I mean, those are just, you know, a few things that are just like cheap gear that may or may not have a place in your pack. I do carry this just because sometimes you just need that extra little bit of water. And if somebody forgets their bottle, they get my $1 bottle. And if I don't get it back, it's $1. I'm not going to cry about it. So anyway, if you'd like to hear the entire conversation, please check out the podcast. You can find us on iTunes. It's Basic Outdoor Skills, all one word. Or you can check us out on the podcast on our website, basicoutdoorskills.com. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Bye now.